Hi everybody, welcome to this week's lecture. We will be going over our objective. I can participate in conversations on a number of familiar topics, asking and answering simple questions using simple sentences. So of course our focus with this unit will be simple sentences. For this lecture, you are going to need your notebook and a pencil for taking notes. There's a lot of things that we're going to want to have accessible, so you'll need that. Let's start with our verb vocabulary. Here's a few words that we're going to need for this unit. Cantar, to sing, nadar, to swim, leer, to read, correr, to run, bailar, to dance, jugar al fútbol, to play soccer, and hacer la tarea, to do homework. Make note of these in your notebook so that you can refer back to them quickly and not have to search through the slides for these vocabulary words, as we will need them a little bit later throughout the presentation. So the main verb that we're going to be working with today is poder, to be able to. So this verb we'll end up using a lot, and it does have a regular conjugation, but it also has a stem change, so we'll need to pay specific attention to that. You might want to pause this and make note of this whole chart in your notes. Copy this down for easy reference. But let's go ahead and kind of explain what this chart is telling us. So poder, to be able to, that's the verb that we're working with. So if we come down to the first person, yo, we can see that it does have a regular ending, the O ending that we're used to with all present tense verbs. So that would suggest that the word poder would remove this ER and in place put the O. So that would leave us with podo. But if we follow across to this next column, we can learn that it is a stem changing verb, and the O here needs to change to UE. That would then leave us with the word puedo, for I can, I am able to. Yo puedo. We can follow that down throughout the rest of the categories in the same working across to find the correct conjugation of the verb. But let's go ahead and jump to nosotros. This one has a little bit of a difference from the rest of the words here. It does have a regular ending of emos. With an ER verb, we remove the ER and put EMOS for nosotros. But it doesn't have a stem change. This keeps the original stem of the word poder, meaning just the O. It doesn't change to UE. That would leave us then with podemos. If you have note of this, you can refer back to it easily, and that would be good because this word, having this stem change, there's a lot of verbs that follow this same or a very similar pattern, so it will be useful to come back to that quickly. Okay, so if poder is to be able to, then how do we say that we cannot? How do we say that we're unable to do something? Making the verb negative in Spanish, we just use the word no. The difference between can and cannot is the addition of no. In Spanish, there is no such thing as a double negative. So in English, you couldn't say I can't not. You would need one positive and one negative. Can not can't not. But in Spanish, you do need two negatives. You need two negatives to answer a question negatively. So for example, if someone asks you, ¿puedes cantar? Can you sing? You can either reply positively, sí, yo puedo cantar. Yes, I can sing, or negative. No, no puedo cantar. No, I cannot sing. This first no takes the place of this yes answer, answering the question. The second no makes the word puedo, here, negative. So right here, the only difference between I can sing and I can't sing is the no. Sí, yo puedo cantar, yes I can sing, or no, no puedo cantar, I cannot sing. You'll notice that the puedo verb is the same in either sentence. So a few things to keep in mind, and this you'll definitely want to make note of. When you have two verbs in a row, we only conjugate the first verb. The second verb stays in the infinitive form. For example, when I say I can sing, where both can and sing are verbs right next to each other, we only conjugate the first verb and leave the second verb, cantar, in the infinitive form. So, the example, I can sing, yo puedo cantar. The first two verbs in a row, the first one conjugated, the second one no. So here, can and sing are both verbs. In Spanish, they're still both verbs, puedo and cantar, but you only conjugate the first one of two verbs in a row. Yo puedo. This one is conjugated for the yo. That means that we leave the second one, cantar, in the infinitive form or its regular base AR ending. Make note of this in your notebook. Write this down, this whole phrase, 2 verbs in a row, first one conjugated, second one no. But also go ahead and explain that to yourself. So that way when you refer back to it, you can remember what that was in reference to, and it actually is useful to have that information. Okay, so let's go ahead and try it out. This is an example, and I will want you to kind of create these sentences or similar sentences on your own. So first, I want you to ask a question. ¿Puedes jugar al fútbol? Is my question. You will go back to this slide here, or back to your notes where you wrote these down, and choose a different verb. I chose this one, so you can choose any of the remaining verbs. And you're going to ask a question. It doesn't have to be you. You can ask, can he, can she, can they, can we, or can you. You can use can you if you want to. But you'll replace my example question with your own using one of those different vocab words, and then you will proceed to answer it first positively and second negatively. Write that in your notebook, and we will discuss that and go over that for your lecture assignment when we return back to class. Write down any questions that you have over this presentation. I know that this is kind of a lot of information, especially this chart here. If you have questions, write them down because you probably won't remember once you walk into class and it's convenient to actually ask them. We will go over this concept in greater detail, but this is a good superficial base knowledge so that we can delve a little deeper when we are in a one-on-one interaction setting in the classroom. Okay, thanks, and I'll see you in class.